I mean, look at the panel. We have here two young women. I mean, they're 21, right? Two young, beautiful women. But I wouldn't mess around with them. They are so brave, probably more brave than most of the European men sitting in their lounge room. And I would really like, Sasha, if you don't mind. I mean, they're on the front line all the time. And they're on the front line, like, really, where it's all happening. But I really like, Sasha, if you can tell a bit your personal story, if you don't mind. You know, that's what one thing I want to tell you about it here. The people are so humble. They're so, I was talking to this lady the other day, and it took her about 15 minutes before she told me she actually lost a son on the front line. We had to push it out of her. You remember the lady? And her husband lost his legs. People don't actually tell their suffering and their problem. And like even Sasha, she hasn't actually told you her story yet. And it's a very brave story. I would like you to tell the story.
I've started my work as a volunteer in Kharkivska region, but sometimes I also visited Lugansk People Republic. And one day when I was moving through Lugansk People Republic to the Kharkivska region, there was a phosphor attack, and I was wounded by phosphor shell. So now I have problems with my eyes. And also with my breath system, with my lungs. I have a long period of rehabilitation. In the first step, I was in hospital for a week, but at that moment, my husband told me that his soldiers they're in need of some medicine, so I went out of hospital, and I went to the first line to my husband to be with him and to help him and his soldiers with medicine. And after it, I spent in hospitals a long period after I came here again. This moment, I breathe. Yes, I can breathe with no medicine, with no machines, because first time I can't even go. I have blood from my eye, from my nose, from on my lips every time. But now I can breathe. I can normally breathe. I have some problems, but I can't death because of them. I can't die because of them. I have problems with my eyes, and they are terrible because every day I'm losing a little my possibility to see this world. Now I can see by one eye, and it's problem. I don't know. Maybe some doctors, some military doctors will help me, but civilian say that they don't know what to do, because phosphor weapon it's not usual usual injuring for civilian people. So I need to speak with military doctors, maybe after my work here, because now I'm only 21 and my body is like developing. I'm developing because I'm too young for operations on my eyes. So I need to wait, and maybe yes, military doctors will help me. My husband have also problems with his hearing possibilities, and also with his eyes because of attacks. But phosphor bombs is not possible to use during war, even for soldiers. And the moment I was wanted, I was in in liberated city. I was in a peaceful city, so there was no soldiers. I'm just going with volunteers. So they're using phosphor weapon to scare people of Donetsk and Lugansk people republics.
Kind of continuing the whole line of questions about the work that you do, could you maybe tell our listeners, what does your normal work day look like? What do you do every day? And what are some of the most interesting things that you've encountered during the past couple of days?
I was not in the first line, but I was like with our soldiers. I was also with our soldiers, with our special forces, where were making materials about their training programs, and also I've been speaking with our volunteer, our Polchenets, now can't be at the first line because of his health, but his son now take his place in the first line, and so all the family is warring. All the family is fighting. Even his little daughter. She said that yes, I hate Ukrainians. I'm Russian. What Ukrainians are doing here? My brother will, little brother, will come to the first line as a tankist and on tank, yeah, and will fight for my home. Little girl, she understand everything.
I can tell you how our day looks like Sasha and me, and sometime Ivan when he joins in. It's like usually in the morning, depends what time, anywhere between 7 and 9, and we meet for coffee. Then we check if there's anything happening on the front line, any incomes in anywhere in Donetsk. Sometimes it could be in the center in Donetsk. If there's not anything special, there's a lot of stories for us to follow. So then we go somewhere in a frontline suburb or village. We make new stories, or we follow other stories. Every time we have a story, we actually have somebody that we're following on. Whoever follows our channel knows already. Now we're helping Violetta, a little girl with a mother and disabled grandmother. Now we're helping a university student that or wants to go to university that was injured. So we have to follow on all the people that we actually interviewed before and see how they are. Then we usually so we go somewhere on the front line. We come back with a story or without a story, just with help. Then we usually meet for lunch, and by 50% of times when we sit for lunch in one of these places, then there's an incoming. The other day we had, in the middle of lunch, we finished our soup, incoming. They know us already there, so they left. We left the food all on the table, and we go and cover that. In the afternoons, we usually edit, upload, do things like this. We're also building a concept of Voice of Donetsk, like an internet TV station. So there's a lot of things to do around that. Then we have to connect, like now we're connecting with Nastya, with Sasha, and all work. Our day starts basically at 7, 8. A lot of days it ends up at midnight. So to say it's fun, it's not really fun. It is fulfilling. Sometimes there's really frustrating days. The last 24 hours, I was really pissed off with a lot of the crew here. There was a lot of we have a lot of barriers because we don't have good internet all the time. We are also, it's basically just me and Sasha and Ivan doing work probably of 10 people. So sometimes it's really hard, and but yeah, we're doing it. We're happy to do it, and it's a labor of love.
I don't even know what to say, because my day begin with I just woke up, I just play some Russian music like Kalinka Malinka to yes, of course. Then I take a shot of vodka, yes, with my home beer, but my day look just like yours. I made a lot of work. Sometimes I even not have a plans. I just want to spend time just relax in my home, but I just sit and wait till somebody calls me, and somebody always calls me like something is going on here, something is going on here. we need your help, please come in. And I just go to my car and drive somewhere where they need my help. I'd like to do some reports or films or post on my Telegram channel, but usually I don't have time for this. So it's just like my hobby to film something, to do some short videos. But usually I don't have time because the boys, the soldiers, they need my help. So I came to the front line. Also, I am so scared to tell that I came to the front line for last 2 or 3 days, because I know my mom watching this stream right now, and she doesn't know that I go there. Yes, that's like always. I hope she don't understand what I'm talking about. But my day is always different, but always has the same purpose: to help people and to help Russian soldiers.
I have routine problem to find water in Donetsk because I have no apartments here. So I live on my channel where I work. So every day I try to find water. Usually in bombshell, because there we have water after raining, and there in bombshell, where it's rather colder than in the outside, I usually take a bath. It's like routine problem, and for me it's nightmare, because in other new regions, I usually have water even when I live this with soldiers, and in Donetsk it's an awful problem.
Before I met Johnny, my life was completely routine. I did one by one. Yes, but right now I'm doing everything. I guess it's always something. But I'm happy actually to cooperate with Johnny, to help him. I think we're doing a really important thing. But also, I would like to admit that for all these years, I studied as a lawyer. Before my first education was economical education, but my second education is law education. Right now I'm professional jurist, a lawyer. I don't know how to pronounce it right in English. And I documenting war crimes from 2014 and until now as a public activist. Usually we choose one of the shellings, and we investigated. It took us something about months. We're looking where was huge killing and wandering of civilian people. We took this case. We taken this case with my team, and we investigated. We going at this place, looking what has happened, measuring everything, and write it step by step. To show to the world that it was not self-shelling, like Ukrainian side says, that it's for real. That it's real war crime, and Ukrainian side did it with us, did it for real. I have a lot of. I talked during these years with thousands of civilians whose relatives was killed or who was wanted, and they told me a lot of stories. Sometimes is stories like stories like wonder, when someone should been dead, but still alive, etc. Once one woman was hit by a rocket in her chest, and rocket was just inside of her chest, like this, like tube like this, and he went with her husband for several kilometers until a place where emergency could get her. and they took this tube, this piece of rocket from her chest, and she's alive and she's quite okay. No, of course she have some problems with her health, but totally she's okay. She's alive. I guess it's wonder. And sometimes happens opposite when explosives happens somewhere far from the place, but one piece of shrapnel flies for a big distance and hit exactly at the head of some person, and this person is dying. So this war is full of different cases. And you have to have faith. You have to believe in something. At least a lot of people believe in God, because without believing in something, you can't exist here. You will be only fear of everything. So. So I believe that every meeting at this place, at the city, it's for better, and I must see good things in this life and help good people in this life.
I also want to witness that when Johnee comes, we have no free time. But really, I really very appreciate that such a person appeared here. His empathy is very high. When people see him, suddenly everywhere hope appears again. People start to believe that they're not abandoned, they still needed, and always when he see some difficult situation, for example, this young girl who was injured, but her parents died before, so she's alone. His empathy is very high. People tell him everything as it is, and he don't want to lose them. He always reminding me, we must do this, do that, find some information, do something to help these people. And I don't know from where he has so much energy, because I'm tiring very much every day. I have no possibility to sleep enough. My eyes are black, you see, and but still, it's also for me. He gives me a lot of energy, gives me a lot of hope, and now I will have a will to do much more. This project Johnee wanna do now is very important, and I'll do the best. Also, people around us, we have a team collecting around him. So day by day, Johnny's influence and situation is growing. So I hope we have enough energy, have enough of our possibilities to make it real. That's what we do every day for 2 months now. And hope the results will be seen and you all can witness it.